First we need to remove the brake sensor wire. It's being held on in the back right there. Pops out. Also pops off right there. And we have play in the wire. So now we're removing the cover to access the plug of the rear brake pad sensor. This is a plastic 10mm nut that you're going to remove, and then you're going to press in on this clip and pop this little door open. Now from here there's going to be two black clips with a little box, and this is where your connections are going to be stored. So now we're going to take our sensor wire, undo it from the plastic mount holder. We're going to just stick a flathead in here and pry up on this tab. That's going to allow us to unplug the sensor. Then we're going to fish the wire out. This goes behind a few other wires, and there are dedicated clips for this, so you can't really mess it up when you put it back in. So now we have two pins here that we need to remove, and a clamp bracket that holds in both of our rear brake pads. You want to be very careful when doing this because these pins are right up against the caliper paint, and you really don't want to bump into them and scratch your finish there. So for this, I'm going to be using a T15 just as a punch. Any old punch will work for this. There's no threads on these, they just need to be pushed out through the rear of the caliper. There's one, and then once you get it out a decent amount, you can grab a pair of pliers and grab onto the head of it and pull it right out the rear side. So now we're going to grab the pads and kind of shimmy them out of here together. Nice. Note the position of this. It's going to sit right in the center of both of your pads, and these are where the pins lay, just in the center of those humps. There's one side. So now that we have both of our pins out, as well as our bracket, we're just going to spray these down with a little bit of WD-40. You can really use any type of degreaser, whatever works best. And we're also going to hit them with a little 00 steel wool, just to clean off all the brake dust and make sure that they reassemble nice and smooth. So now we're going to get the caliper piston back into a fully recessed position so we can put our new pads on. And to do this, you can just use one of the old pads, slide it in, and kind of shimmy it around. These shouldn't be very difficult to move. Make sure your e-brake is off, and just with very minimal force, push that right in. It's a little tough to see, but it's fully flush now, and that'll give you enough clearance to install your new pads. Here's the old pad. See how worn that is. Here's the new pad. Very good. And the new wire. Yeah, so this just clips right in. You want to make sure you put this the correct way. It'll have a little bulge. That's your sensor that's going to trip when your pad wears down. So we're going to go ahead and just stick this right into the pad like so. For the reassembly, these are going to go in together with our bracket mounted under this portion here. Our pin popped back out on that side, so we're gonna have to press this in again. This will happen. If you push one in, the other side might come back out, so if you stick a pad in there and hold it, it makes it a lot easier to get them both evened out before you install. And this will allow us to slide our pad right in. And then we're just going to go ahead and grab our pins and we'll slide these back in. Now, I'm not going to hammer these on quite yet. You just want to get both of them in and make sure that they're sitting correctly before you put any force behind it. So to remount this wire, it goes over the cover for the bleed nipple. You'll see there's a little piece of rubber that it'll sit in that groove nicely. And we're going to come up here and route it back through. And then we'll make our connection back into the electrical box. The sensor is going to go back up into its plastic grommet. I'm going to close up our box here and put our cover back on. There's the cover.